Hey, welcome back to Beer Geek Beer Reviews. And today, as you can see, we're taking a look at the newly released Azteca or Azteca, however you want to pronounce it. This is a Imperial IPA or an Indian Pale Ale. Um, I kind of justify it's borderline to me as a regular IPA. It's 7% alcohol by volume, 70 IBUs. It fits in the category as a single IPA. Now, the way that I digress against these IPAs is that when anybody labels, I'm not digressing against founders at all. I actually do love this, and I will get into that in a minute. Um, when you brew an IPA, you call it an imperial or a double IPA. Take an IPA that you have a standard IPA, say 5, 6, 7, 8%. If you're going to do that, and when you make a double IPA, definitely make it a true double. There are very few and far in between fine examples of some double IPAs, some single IPAs. But this is the one I'm reviewing today, so let me stop rambling and get into this one. It says that this one is named after the Hawaiian god of agriculture, Azteca. The Aztec hops have an intense tropical aroma with hints of citrus and mango. A touch of caramel malt gives this sweet backbone to support the righteous fruit characteristics of the beer. Pouring a burnt orange color and registering in at 7% ABV, the taste buds will worship this heavenly hopped delight. But the one thing that I wanted to mention about this is that it was bottled on 12/14/15. So therefore, we're only coming up on a month. So it's less than a month old. And what I wanted to point out with this new bottle system with Founders Brewing Company is that they seem to have taken a wonderful example from my favorite beer company, Sam Adams. You should see them all over if I turn the camera, etc., etc. But they actually have an embossed Founders Brew Company bottle. And that's what I really like. They have finally taken a note, and it's almost in the same spot too, as well. Um, as you can see, it goes halfway around, and on the back, it goes all the way around as well. Um, Very, 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 very lovely. I'm going to pop said bottle open. Ooh, and get it into said glass. And the only reason I use this glass so much is because of the fact that I love the bulb style, and I think that it is very, very well when coming to sensory. Pull that up off there. As the bottle said right away, look at that. It's a dark amber color. Getting the light, it lightens up. It's very clear, crisp, clean, unfiltered. Definitely unfiltered. I can see some carbonation going on in there. If I put my hand behind this, you can definitely see, um, get it closer up there. You can definitely see my fingers behind the glass. There you go. So you know that it is unfiltered, as said, that it is clean, crystal clear. I can definitely, if I close one eye, I can see myself. I can see my fingers waving in the background. It is very crystal clear. As for head, there is like a finger, maybe a finger and a quarter of worth of head. I hate doing that. Um, Very, 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 very big grapefruit aroma, grapefruit, mango, lychee nut, stone fruit. I mean, you get that caramel back note, which adds a little bit of a dimensional issue within the grapefruit aroma. Um, all in all, it does smell very, very good. Let me go ahead and stir this up and pour the rest in here. don't want to waste any beer. Don't like to waste. But again, it's got that standard IPA look. Um, Big, bold, juicy. As for the head, I mean, the head looks nice and creamy. Uh, I will wait till the end of this before I take off on a rant and rave. But let's go ahead and get a taste, shall we? Hmm. Nice big bold grapefruit, mango, papaya, um, maybe just a hint of blood orange. But at the same time, this is where I'm going to go on my rant and rave. Um, I will say this before I do. It's a good beer. It is definitely a solid beer coming out from a solid company. You know, I will set this right here for an example. Founders Azacca. This is a great IPA. This is a solid IPA, but now I'm going to go on my rant and rave. I'm sorry for the people that if you want to cut off now. If you don't want to hear my rant and rave. My rant and rave is that with all these IPAs nowadays, it's almost becoming the same. I mean, every single darn IPA that you're going to get nowadays, they're using the same hops. They're using multiple hops. They're using the same malt variety. They're using the same everything. And so nowadays, it's just almost like you get one IPA. Granted, one company can do it a solid IPA just like this, and you are solid, happy. You know, you spent your money wisely. But at the same time, I mean, you could go and buy somebody else's IPA that's going to look like this, is going to act like this, is going to taste like this, and you're going to be like, that's the most famous IPA. And then when you're going to taste this, you're going to have not so much the same reaction because it's not coming from a company towards you. Um, where I'm almost blown away per se by all the companies doing all these IPAs. IPAs are not everything, they're not for everybody, but yet at the same time, this is the fastest growing, beer style in America, and I for one cannot wait for it to die off. Why? Because every single person is doing an IPA. Okay, so have a solid IPA in your lineup. Founders, all day IPA. I mean, that is a great, solid IPA. Why do you have to have six other ones? Seriously, why do you have to have six other IPAs? Why do you have to have 10 IPAs? Why do you have to have two or three, four double IPAs? I don't know. Can somebody, justify this? Can somebody say this is the reason why this company has to have? Okay, my other favorite company to go to for IPAs happens to be Stone Brewing Company. Stone Brewing Company should just turn themselves in a freaking double IPA or a single IPA or, just an IPA company. But at the same time, I mean, every single person is doing an IPA. I get it. You want a little piece, you want a little chunk of the cheese. So get out there and get it. Founders, Sam Adams is even doing it. Uh, Stone Brewing Company's been doing it for years. Every single company that you look towards is doing an IPA. Okay, why not a wee heavy? Why not an ESB? Why not an English style porter? Why not an Acorn Ale? Has anybody ever heard of that? Yes, it's still brewed. Um, just throwing my thoughts out there. I'm sorry to go out on a rant and rave, but at the same time, every single beer is starting to taste like the same because of the sheer fact that everybody's using the same ingredients. But with that said, sorry for my rant and rave. This is a good beer. Peace, produce, and as always, drink great, amazing craft beer. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Hey, if you've had this beer, thumbs up. If you've had this beer and you didn't like it, thumbs down. I'll I'll see you guys again later. Peace.